the right-hand men and women that nearly eclipse the ones they're serving.
Your soul is mine.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 henchmen in video games.
Isn't that a popular word these days?
For this list, we're looking for higher-up second-in-commands to the big villains, as opposed to generic cronies like the Kremling Crew or Team Rocket. We want assistants that have a distinctive personality or a special set of skills that sets them apart from the norm.
You should have left me to die! Then I could have been back together with Mr. J!
Quiet!
Number 10, Captain Vincente de Santa, Red Dead Redemption.
You want to talk to my boss, gringo?
I guess.
Because I'm not good enough for you?
A cruel and viciously driven individual serving under Colonel Agustin Allende in the Mexican army, he will voraciously defend what he believes is the traditional Mexican way of life.
My country is in pain, John Master. Terrible pain.
This open-world western is full of vile characters, but he is a particularly repulsive subordinate.
What's going on here, Captain DeSanta?
Just a little recruitment. Nothing for you to be concerned about.
Always at ease burning down civilians' homes, he is willing to sacrifice other men's lives for personal gain. For a military man, his moral code is noticeably absent, making for a suitably sadistic rockstar antagonist.
You have betrayed this land enough. I hope you have a clear conscience, because you're about to meet God.
Number 9, Ramon Salazar, Resident Evil 4.
Me llamo Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan of this magnificent architecture.
He may be aerially challenged, but what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in his devotion to Los Illuminados. His isolation has made him susceptible to the teachings of Osmond Sadler, whose ultimate plan is world domination through the mind-controlling Plaga parasite.
She will join us, become one of us.
Salazar intends to infect the US president's daughter with the parasite to influence the Oval Office and to also make right the mistakes he believes his ancestors made when sealing away the Plaga. His tale is in many ways a sad one, but it's hard to feel sorry for this little terror.
It's time I paid my due respects towards your impressive and stubborn will. Mr. Kennedy, welcome.
Number 8, Klungo, Banjo-Kazooie series. It's unclear what he actually is, but if you claimed he was an ogre, you wouldn't be that far off. Heavily inspired by the archetypal villain's assistant, Igor, he is one of Gruntilda's most faithful minions. He uses his technical know-how to create a number of machines to help with Grunty's evil schemes, while also regularly appearing as a boss throughout Banjo-Tooie. Whenever he inevitably fails his mistress, that's how he says it, he feels so ashamed that he allows her to beat him up. He may be completely submissive, but he's one of the cuter henchmen on this list. Number 7, Kamek, Super Mario series. Appearing in numerous games that cross several genres, he is the Magic Koopa that appears to be the chief advisor to Bowser, therefore holding an incredibly high rank within the Koopa Troop. Despite having magical powers such as teleportation, foresight, and telekinesis, it is still said that Mario is somehow more powerful. We don't quite buy that, given that Mario is a lowly plumber, and Kamek is the incredibly wise father figure to one of the greatest gaming villains ever. But hey, that's game logic for you. Number 6, Dr. Wallace Breen, Half-Life 2.
Well, if it isn't Gordon Freeman at last.
Is he just a selfish puppet for the Combine, or is he a genius scientist who took action to save the human race when no one else could? He is perhaps a little of all those things, but even with the title of ruler of Earth, he has very little power. While it seems that he has humanity's best interests at heart, to individual humans, he is condescending and manipulative.
If I'd known you were going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place.
Many questions remain unanswered surrounding his relationship with Freeman and the G-Man, but we'll have to wait until Half-Life 3 for that. Don't hold your breath.
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that hard to believe once you get there.
It isn't necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, The Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader.
Number 5. Bloody Mary, The Wolf Among Us.
Hi. What you got there?
Telltale are the masters of story-driven titles, and Beskha from their Game of Thrones game could have easily been featured on this list. Mary, however, is based on the European folk legend of the same name, and is a ruthless and calculating thug for the crooked man with a unique set of powers.
And do you know why they call me that? Because some of them, they think it's funny to have their little sleepovers and go into their little bathrooms and say my name 5 times in the mirror. They find it less funny when I actually show up and feed their lungs to the family dog.
Mirroring her abilities in folklore, she can teleport between reflective surfaces, a clear reference to the myth of saying her name in front of a mirror to make her materialize. The whole game is full of clever interpretations of fairy tale characters, but hers may well be the darkest reimagining.
I mean, hey, look, I know it sounds ridiculous, but really, guys, can you argue with these results?
Number 4. Harley Quinn, Batman Arkham City.
What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead!
A staple sidekick to the Joker in all forms of Batman media, her character remains largely the same in the second installment in the popular superhero series.
What? Did you think it was gonna be that easy? Well, think again, loser!
Hopelessly in love with the Clown Prince of Crime, she takes on many of the Joker's responsibilities when he is incapacitated by illness. As a former psychiatrist, she has a razor-sharp intellect and wit to go with her penchant for violence, which makes her the perfect assistant to the greatest criminal in the DC universe.
I don't think so, Bad Brain. It's dead cop time!
Number 3. Goro, Mortal Kombat series.
Goro wins.
After being the Mortal Kombat tournament champion for over 500 years, he has a fairly legitimate claim to lead people on his own. Yet he still opts to initially aid Shang Tsung in his quest to conquer Earthrealm.
I did not expect to fight in this tournament, but eventually, even the Shaolin produce a warrior worthy of the Shogun.
Arguably the greatest fighter in the series, he had unrivaled brutality and agility, which made him a famously difficult character to beat. He was so tricky, in fact, that his strength had to be toned down in later games to give players a chance. Let's face it, he's a half-dragon with 4 arms. He's gonna be tough. Number 2. Vas Montenegro, Far Cry 3.
I'm gonna drive a bullet through my sister's skull, like I did your brother Grant.
You would be forgiven for thinking that this bad guy sporting a Mohican may be the main villain of the game, given how he appears on the front of the box and all. He is instead the right-hand man to the crime lord Hoyt Volker, who has turned Montenegro from drug addict to sadistic pirate lord.
Hey! You look me in the eye! You're my bitch! I rule this kingdom. Shut the up, or you die.
It would appear that he is clinically insane, as he finds humor in inevitably killing anyone who looks at him the wrong way. Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
Oh, Jesus.
Before we unveil our top pick, let's take a look at some honorable mentions.
Sir, the Zoni are inquiring about our progress.
What's the matter, mate? Disappointed Lazara bitch beat you to it?
Right, now you've gone and done it. Them crystals are mine.
And we will sort this out. And when my head is ready, then, my lord, we will see who uses the doctor.
Number 1. Revolver Ocelot, Metal Gear series.
Revolver Ocelot.
It is impossible to know where his true allegiances lie, as he spent much of his life deceiving and betraying those he had previously been faithful to. It's entirely possible that even he doesn't know, given how long he has spent concealing his true identity. Despite his dubious affiliations, he has advised and assisted Naked, Liquid, and Solidus Snake, as well as many others.
Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend.
A highly skilled soldier and notorious interrogator, he has influenced so many facets of this super complex stealth series. In one way or another, he is connected to any and every character you can think of. Heck, he's even your henchman in Metal Gear Solid 5.
The name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am.
Do you agree with our list?
Cut this shit out!
Didn't your mother ever teach you manners?
Which right-hand man from gaming do you love to go up against? For more in-depth top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Wait. Okay. All right. Shit. All right.